On today's video, we are going to talk about things you might be doing that are damaging your hair. While I make this video, I'm going to do my makeup. These are just some thirst burst drops from e.l.f. because this winter weather we have here in Canada is drying out my skin like crazy. So just gonna do my everyday makeup while we talk about the ways that you're probably damaging your hair. The number one thing people do that damages their hair, and I have talked about this one before, is sleeping with wet hair. Don't want to sleep with wet hair. Your hair is a lot more fragile when it's wet, and any pulling or friction or anything like that that you subject your hair to, it's going to be subjected to while you sleep, is going to be much more likely to cause damage if your hair is wet. Also, a lot of people tend to put their hair up when they sleep, which is good. You should put your hair up when you sleep in a loose protective style, but you don't want to be putting your hair up when it's wet because, again, even minor tension on wet hair can cause breakage. So no sleeping with wet hair. Either that means, yes, go ahead and blow dry your hair before you go to sleep, or if you prefer to air dry, make sure that you are washing your hair in the morning or washing it early enough in the evening that it is dry by the time you go to sleep. The next is wearing really tight slick back styles all the time. You can definitely get away with wearing slick back styles from time to time, but wearing them all the time is when it's going to cause a problem. So if you are someone who loves a slick back, you want to make sure you're only doing it occasionally, maybe once a week or even just once or twice a month, depending on how fragile your hair is. If you have extremely fragile hair, like seriously damaged or anything like that, I would advise not doing slick back styles at all. The other thing is not making your slick back styles too tight can help. So I do some slick back styles on my channel sometimes, but I usually do them when my hair is naturally greasy, and because I don't have a lot of hair, I'm able to just use my natural grease to kind of hold my hair into place, and I don't actually have to put my hair up in a way that causes a lot of tension. Therefore, it's not likely to cause a lot of damage. But if you need to like really pull your hair to get it to stay in place, that is a sign that you want to do it even less. So it's not that you can't do it ever, but you definitely don't want to rotate through slick back styles multiple days in a week or anything like that, because you will start to cause breakage or tension alopecia, which is when your hair gets pulled out from being tugged on repeatedly. Next is brushing your hair really aggressively, especially when it's wet. This is something a lot of people do. I can't tell you how many times I have a client sit down in my chair, I'm detangling their hair, and they are just like, oh, here, give me the brush, I'll brush it faster. And they just like rip through their hair. And I know it's faster to rip through your hair than to have me brush it or anybody brush it or you brush it nice and slowly, but I promise you are damaging your hair, especially if your hair is wet. You want to make sure that you are brushing your hair gently, starting at the bottom, working your way up, and holding above the tangles so that you're not giving your hair any more pulling or tugging than is necessary. Tangles will also, honestly, usually come out a lot easier when you're gentle. I have detangled some seriously matted hair that has taken me 8 to 10 hours to get through, and I promise you, as someone who has experience brushing excessively tangly hair, being more gentle will get the job done faster than aggressively brushing. Even though you feel like you're making progress faster when you aggressively brush your hair, usually you are just ripping hairs apart and sometimes even causing more tangles when you do that. So just being gentle is A, going to save your hair, and B, is going to give you a better finished result, and sometimes even is actually the faster way to brush your hair. So like I said in one of my other steps, you do want to wear your hair up when you sleep to protect your hair, a protective hairstyle, but you don't want a tight protective hairstyle. So no slick backs, no, buns that are really tight ponytails, anything like that. A loose bun with a satin scrunchie or a loose braid with a satin scrunchie is your best bet. And then even better yet is a satin pillowcase or a satin bonnet or both, and just making sure we're really protecting the hair, because again, any friction, tugging, anything like that is going to cause breakage, traction, alopecia. And same idea is not wearing your hair in a slick back all the time. If you're trying to not wear your hair in tight styles every day to protect your hair, but then you go ahead and put your hair in a tight bun every night for bed, it's counterproductive. It doesn't matter if that tight style is during the day or at night, same thing applies. So only loose protective styles at night. This is a way that a lot of people damage their hair that they don't think about. Purse straps and backpack straps. A lot of times you'll go to put your purse on your shoulder or your backpack on and your hair gets stuck under it and you just pull it out. And if you pull it out constantly, you're breaking off little bits of your hair every single time you do it. And so you might not notice any issues at the beginning, but over time, over 6 months, over a year, all of a sudden you will notice a damaged section of your hair, and that is from your straps or your purse. I've many times in my career had clients who will have a section on one side of their hair that is broken and looks completely different than the rest of their hair, much more damaged. And almost every time, I can guarantee that that's the side they wear their purse strap on. Next, you don't want to sleep with completely loose hair, meaning just wearing your hair down and loose. This is because of friction, especially if you're someone that moves a lot at night, especially if you're someone that gets sweaty at night, because then your hair is getting wet and that friction is going to be even more damaging. But the friction of our hair against our sheets, against our pillow, and all of the moving night after night is going to cause cuticle damage, which will leave your hair looking dull and frizzy and can also cause split ends and breakage. So making sure we put our hair up into a protective loose style is our best bet. You can also just pop a satin cap on your loose hair. That's typically what I do because my hair is not very thick and long. I don't feel like I need to put it up, but I definitely don't just leave it loose, fending for itself. I pop on my satin cap. If you find a satin cap uncomfortable, in the very least, get yourself a satin pillowcase. And the last way that a lot of people are damaging their hair without realizing it is not detangling their hair before bed. Not only can cause breakage, but those tangles are likely to tighten overnight, creating really tight knots or even mats that you're going to have to rip through to get out in the morning, and that's going to cause breakage in your hair. So there we go. Those are the ways that a lot of you might be damaging your hair. Some of you might be doing all of them. Maybe only one or two applies to you, but the more you know, the more you can protect your hair, and you'll be amazed at how much impact changing some of these bad habits can have on the health of your hair. The majority of the time, most of our hair is damaged by heat and mechanical damage. A lot of people feel like their hair is being damaged by chemicals, so getting their hair colored or bleached, highlighted, anything like that. But the fact of the matter is, if you're going to a good hairstylist who's taking care of your hair during the process, and then you are coming home and taking care of your hair at home, there's no reason for your hair to be damaged. Most of the time, the damage comes from using too much heat and from mechanical damage, which is the hair getting pulled, whether that's brushing, friction from your pillow, ripping it out from under your purse. All of those kinds of things can damage the hair. And while coloring can weaken the hair to make it more easily damaged, it's not necessarily the thing that's causing the damage in the first place. And instead of stopping to color your hair, if you don't want to, of course, if you want to not color your hair anymore, by all means, go for that. But if you do want to keep coloring your hair and you think you should stop because you're worried that that's what's causing the damage, I promise you, for most people, the damage is happening at home in the little ways that we don't even think about. So try making some changes to your daily life and your hair will likely show those results. Keep in mind that to see significant results in the changes in the health of your hair, you need to usually give those changes, products, whatever it is you've changed, at least 3 months for you to really notice any significant changes. Thank you so much for watching today. If you have any questions about any of these tips, let me know in the comments and I will be happy to answer those for you. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I will see you next time. Bye.